All right, guys, today we're gonna start making superhero self-portraits. The first step is to go to the last slide in the presentation I shared with you and look at the different directions. Decide if you want a standing superhero or a flying superhero. If you want your superhero to be standing, your paper will be vertical. If you want it to be flying, your paper will be horizontal. I think I'm going to make mine standing, so my paper is vertical. I'm going to start with a black so you can see it well. If you want to, you can start with a skin color, since nobody needs to be able to see yours until the end. I'm going to start with a circle for my head and a square underneath that for my neck. Now I'm going to make the outline of my shirt. I'm almost going down from that area that's my neck at an angle, and then I'm going to connect. Then I'm going to make one line that goes down for the outline of that leg. I'm going to go up next to that and make a line that connects underneath my triangle. Then I'm making another line down and another line down, and it's turning into pants. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect that and add feet. Now I'm going to go up and add my arms. Your arms can be in any position you like. I think I'm going to have mine in kind of a superhero kind of pose. Can't forget my hands. And my other hand, right there on my hip. All right, and I'm missing something that is very, very important to any superhero, and that is my cape. I'm going to make it look like it's kind of blowing behind me. Now I get to make this look more like me. I'm going to add hair that looks like my hair. To do this, you want to find the color that your hair is in your selection of crayons. I like to go in and add texture. Texture is how something feels. So I like to make little lines that show the direction and the texture of my hair. Now I'm going to color my skin before I add my facial features, so that way I don't smear the crayon. Whoops, broke it. I'm trying to stay off the black because the black can smear and smudge if it gets in other colors. I got a little bit in, but that's okay. Then I'm going to look for my eye color. I have blue eyes. Some of you might have brown or green eyes. Then I'm going to outline my nose and, of course, my super happy mouth. You can add eyelashes. If you have space for eyebrows, go ahead and add those. Now comes the fun part where you kind of make this your own. Decide what you want your superhero to be all about, what their power is, and make your outfit reflect that. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here, and I'll show you when I'm done. All right, now my superhero itself is finished. This is the coronavirus kicker. It takes care of all the coronavirus so we can go back to school and have life be normal. All right, now I need to give my superhero a setting. I think I want my superhero to be fighting coronavirus at night. So I'm going to take a yellow and draw some stars in the background. When I show this to you today, I'm going to show it to you as a watercolor resist. That means I'm coloring hard with crayons, and then I'm going to paint on top of what I colored. If you don't have watercolors at home, that's totally okay. You can just color this with crayons. To make a star, I'm going to start by making an upside down V. From the bottom of that, I'm making a diagonal. Then I'm going to go to the other side and make another diagonal. Then I'm going to connect those diagonals, and voila! I have a star. Isn't art magical? So again, upside down V, diagonal, diagonal, connect, color. I think I'm gonna make some swirly lines around my stars. This is adding movement to my paper. Movement is when the viewer's eye moves around your paper. It's one of the elements of art, and it's a great way to keep people interested in what you drew or painted or created. Now I think I'm going to draw some grass on the ground, so I'm looking for a green. And I am adding texture. Remember, I added texture to my hair. That's how something feels. Grass is kind of a spiky texture. It's little lines. So I'm implying, that means I'm suggesting the texture of the grass with little lines. Now I'm gonna switch to watercolor paint. All right, guys, now I have my watercolor, my water, and my paper. When you use watercolor, you have to wake it up. If you've been with me at school before, you know this. You dip your paintbrush into the water and you wake your paint up by stirring it. Watercolor paint gets thirsty. That means it wants water. So if while you're painting, your paintbrush ever gets scratchy, that's your paintbrush telling you it's thirsty. It needs more water. I think I'm gonna start with my sky. So again, lots of water. There's a big old puddle there inside of my blue paint, which is what I'm going to use. I'm going to paint right onto my paper, and it's okay if I go over my yellow because the crayon is made out of wax. The water is made out of water. Water and that wax don't mix. They don't like each other. They're not friends. They don't want to be near each other. So when they do get near each other, they move away from each other. And you can see right there how the blue is moving away from the yellow. When you're painting, remember that your paintbrush is a ballerina. Ballerinas always dance on their tippy toes. They never ever scoot around on their bottoms because nobody wants to go to the booty scooting ballet. So stay off the bottoms. This is the bottom of your paintbrush, and stay on your tippy toes. Now you can see here that my paintbrush is starting to get a little bit scratchy. That means it's thirsty and I need to add water. Now I think I'm ready for green. And you can see my green is thirsty. So I need to add water and stir. Add water and stir. Now my paintbrush looks like it's ready to roll. Dancing on my tiptoes. If you paint the same area over and over and over and over again, your paper will probably rip. So make sure that you paint it one time and then look for white spots on your paper. So I already painted there, I wouldn't paint there again. I'm gonna move to a spot like that, where there's all kinds of white just waiting to be colorified. Is that a word? I don't think so. Should be a word. All right, now I have my COVID kicker superhero ready to fight viruses at night. I can't wait to see what kind of superhero you make.